Okay, this is going to be like a 2-for-1 deal in terms of videos. What we've got here is a Morphy Richards timer and a Pifco Tea-Maker, predecessor I suppose of the more common teas made. Obviously this doesn't have a clock timer, so you cannot wake up to your cup of tea, unless of course you have something like this which does the same job. This is a separate unit. So to start off with the timer, it's currently running. It allows a delay of 18 hours. And basically just a little motor in here, it winds the dial back, and then when eventually it gets to the end, it turns the power on. So the power's off until the delay is complete, and then the power gets turned on. When the power gets turned on, this light gets turned off. So that's that. The tea's made is pretty much as simple gets, and basically what you've got here is just an ordinary electric kettle. However, the kettle is sat on a base with a switch on it. You hear the switch? And the idea is that the kettle boils, the water comes out, the weight of the kettle decreases to such a point that the power then gets switched off. So it's a very early version of an automatic kettle. So this thing hasn't ran for many years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate it, because it is in theory all working. Okay, so we'll fake the time going down, and you should see the red light go off. There we go. So now in theory this kettle's working. Okay, so what's supposed to happen here? Well, what's supposed to happen is that this is basically just an electric kettle. So it will start heating the water. Now it will start to naturally vent, but that's okay because there's a hole in the top. So the vapour will vent out the top. And it will continue to do that until such a point that the kettle starts to boil properly. Now the idea is that when it starts to boil properly, that the steam can't escape fast enough, which will then pressurise the airspace in the top of this kettle, which then means that this sort of like siphon type setup will work, and the siphon will discharge the water from the kettle into the teapot. That's the theory. And that's starting to get warm, so that's good, which is fair enough because that's what we want. Yeah, so the power cable goes in here, the switch is, like I say, in the base, and then so this is a switched power into the element. I wonder if we can see the water boiling. Oh yes, we can, just about. We see a few bubbles rising, can we? Oh, I've even stayed up the lens, so I guess that is working. Right, like I say, it's been a long time since I've had this thing powered up. I've seen versions of this where the kettle element is chrome, and I think it might have originally came with a matching teapot to go with it, or even coffee pot, I suppose, if you wanted. But this is all I received, all I bought. When I actually bought it, it worked for about 6 seconds, then stopped working because the element blew, and I think I managed to get certainly one of the last original elements to go into it, but if it was to fail again, then it would have to get some sort of generic replacement. Right, it's starting to make some noise. Okay, quite some time's passed. In fact, since I started recording this video, it's been 11 minutes. So it's probably taken a good 7 or 8 minutes to actually boil this. But I don't know if you can see, but the steam is starting to come out of the vent hole. So, like I say, once that steam generation gets up to a certain point, it should start pushing the water out. I don't think it's far off at all. No, that's it, she's boiling. Right, will it do what it's supposed to do? Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. And there you go. Your cup of tea is ready. In theory. So in theory, with this setup, you could set this before you go to bed. 8 hours. The 8 hours comes up. The kettle silently starts boiling, and after 8 minutes or so, the buzzer goes off. You wake up, and there, sat for you in your teapot, is a fresh brew. And that was the height of modernity. Right, until next time.